What I want to do today is talk about why marketing is a numbers game. So the reason I want to do this is there's a lot of marketing experts out there, marketing consultants and coaches, and what they're doing is talking about the message that you've got to have, and they're talking about the kind of the way to target the right kind of people. But what they very rarely go into is actually just talking about the volume of activity that you actually need to make marketing successful. And this is what I really, really want to cover today, because it is a really important thing. A lot of people get the right message and then they get the right strategy in terms of reaching out to the right people. But what they very rarely do is do it in the right quantities to actually make it successful. So this is what today's video is about, to help you understand the right kind of quantities you've got to do your marketing in. So there's a few different theories around this, but in general, if you want to turn a prospect into a client, you have to have about 15 points of contact with them. That 15 is probably over-egging it, but to be safe, you need about 15 points of contact. So quickly, let's talk about what point of contact is. Well, a point of contact is where they've seen you pop up somewhere, whether that's on some sort of Facebook ad, whether they saw you on Google, whether they read your post on LinkedIn, whether someone in your team reached out to them and talked to them, maybe you had a sales meeting with them. These are all points of contact. And to get someone comfortably over that line to the point where you built enough trust with them and get them over the line to becoming a sale, you've got to have had about 15 points of contact. So this is where the numbers come into it. You can have the best message in the world, you can have the best ad in the world, but if someone's not going to see your stuff 15 times, they're not going to get over this threshold. I'll do another video on why you should only really have one business at a time, but actually it will be based on those 15 points of contact. If you've got two separate brands and you get 7 or 8 points of contact on each brand, it doesn't get you over the threshold on either one. So that's why having that one brand where you just focus all your marketing activity and getting people over those 15 points of contact will get you the sales that you need. So the other number I really want to talk about is essentially, so the other concept is conversion rates. If you think about it, at every stage in your sales and marketing process, when you go from one point of contact to another, then people drop out. So what we call that is a conversion rate. So what that means is if 10 people look at your free guide and then only one of them picks up the phone to you, then you have a conversion rate of 10% in that case. And then if that one person picks up the phone to you and then becomes a client, then you then have a conversion rate of 100% at that point. So that's another rate. But then the most important one, where I think a lot of business owners just don't realize how important it is they don't understand the ratio of audience to content. So if you think about it, on social media and pretty much everywhere, whenever you create this bit of content, you might look at it, it might spend hours creating that bit of content. You think, wow, this content's amazing. These people, my audience is so lucky, they're all going to get to view it. It doesn't work out like that. Like if you send out a post on social media and you've got 1,000 followers or 1,000 friends, only 100 of them are realistically likely to see it. So this is where the numbers really come into it, because what that means is you've got to have more content, or let's face it, you can reuse content. I'd really recommend reusing content where you can, because if only 10% of the people are going to see it the first time, then it's kind of wasted if you don't reuse it. So definitely looking to reuse content wherever, but you need more content and you need more followers and friends and connections. And and by having more connections, you'll still only have 10% of the people viewing that content, of those connections viewing your content, but because you've got more of them, that 10% is a larger number. And then the other side of that is if you've got more posts, then each post has got a 10% chance of being seen by everyone. So by having more posts, you're increasing the number of views. So that's the real number behind it. So a lot of people try and do their own social media, and I think definitely on the creating content side, no one knows your business better than you do. So the business owner and your team have got to be involved in creating the content. But the connection side, that's where you've got to start getting the software in. That's where you've got to go on Filipino, like onlinejobs.ph, and get like a Filipino worker who can just plug away and build those connections on your social media, and that's how you grow the audience. And just remember, if you send out 3 friend requests, the chances are only one of those is going to get accepted anyway. So It is a numbers game, and that's maybe this video wasn't as free flowing and smooth as I wanted it to be. But what I was trying to do is just create awareness of where the numbers actually work in terms of marketing. So if you want a bit of help in just determining exactly the level of activity you specifically need for your business to achieve your goals, then what you should do is go to our website, book yourself in for a free strategy session with myself, and then we can actually talk about how to apply this numbers game to your business specifically. So have a great weekend, and I'll see